everyone, you are welcome to Excellent Solution, a guide to score 300 plus in JAM. Today we are going to be treating mathematics, and in our today's topic is laws of indices and Bodmas. We are going to combine laws of indices and Bodmas based on this question that we have by this side. And our question 1 says, simplify 3 cube root of 64 r square r to the power of 6, cube root of 64 r to the power of 6, in parentheses power 1 over 2. This question was asked in the 1989. So this is 1989 question. So one thing that we need to do to this question, first thing we look at here, how can we make a common factor here? Or this 64, let's make it into something that is a perfect square. So we can now reduce this one into cube root of, this 64 is the same as 8 times 8, which is 8 square. We can now say 8 square r to the power of 6 all to the power of 1 upon 2. So and this one, we have a common factor here, which is 2. We can now reduce this one into cube root of 8 r to the power of 3 all squared. This means 2 times 1 here is 8 power 2. 2 times 3 here is 8, r power 6. So this one we also say multiply by 1 upon 2 here. So this means this here 2 cancel 2, we now have only, which we are left with, cube root of 8r cube in this case. And if we look at this one, this 8 is also the same as 2 raised power of 3. So this one can now be reduced into cube root of 2 power 3 r power 3. So this r is this 3 is common to both 2 and r. We can now reduce this as cube root of 2r all power 3. And if we look at this, cube root is the same as power 1 over 3. So this one can now be reduced into 2r power 3. Instead of this cube root, we can say multiply by 1 upon 3. And 3 cancel 3, we have equals to 2r. So if we look into our option A say r over 2, b 2 over r, c 2r, d 1 over 2r, and our option C is our answer. So the answer is option C. Going to our question 2. Question 2 says, this is question 1. 2 says simplify cube root of 27 a power minus 9 all upon 8. So one thing that we need to do here, we look at this 27. What perfect square? This 27 is the same as, we can now say cube root of this 27 is the same as 3 power 3. This a raised power of minus 9 is the same as a raised power of minus 3 times 3 over this 8 is the same as 2 raised power of 3. So if we look at this one, we have a common factor of 3 at both sides. Okay, both in the numerator and the denominator. This is now the same as cube root of 3a raised power of minus 3 all upon 2, and all of them having a power of 3 according to the laws of law of indices. So by this reduction, this cube root is the same as power 1 upon 3. So we can now reduce this one into 3a power minus 3 upon 2 raised power of 3. Then this cube root is the same as times 1 over 3. 3 cancel 3. We are left with, so what we have next is 3a raised power of minus 3 upon 2. And this power minus 3, by the laws of indices, a raised power of minus 3 is the same as a raised power of is the same as a over 3. So this one we now have it to be equals to 3 upon 2a power 3. And if we look at our option A says 2 over 3a square, B 3a square over 2, then C 9a square over 2a, and D we have 3 over 2a cubed. So this our option D is our answer. And this question is a question of 1983. Our question 3 here says simplify cube root of 64a cube all power minus 1. So one thing that we need to look at this one, by laws of indices, anything to the power of minus 1 is the same as 1 over that thing. So this one is the same as 1 over cube root of 64a to the power of 3. So the only thing we need to look here, this 64 is either we reduce it to a square, 8 square, or we can reduce it into 4 raised power of 3. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we can now reduce this as equals to 1 over cube root of 4 raised power of 3 and a raised power of 3. So these 4 raised power of 3, a raised power of 3, we can put them in bracket and give them all power 3. So this is the same as 1 over cube root of 4a all power 3. And all we have been going through, we said cube root is the same as power 1 over 3. So we can now reduce this as equals to 1 over 4a power 3 multiplied by, instead of this cube root, we multiply it by 1 over 3. And 3 cancels 3. We now left with 1 over 4a. So if we look into our option A say 1 over 4a, B 1 over 8a, C 8a, D 4a. So, and 1 over 4a is our answer. So we can now say it's equals to 1 over 4a, and the answer is option A. Option A is our answer. So let's clean the board. Why we do not clean the board at first is because we want to see that how we can be converting this cube root into a power of 1 over 3. If the lesson is going, you can pause the video, look at the step we have taken, and then you continue after. So we look at our question 4. Question 4 says simplify square root of 0.0023 multiplied by 750 divided by 0.00345 times 1.25. So one thing that we need to look here, the zeros should not confuse us. In a situation where we don't have a calculator, one thing that we need to do is we now come and say this equals this, our decimal point that is here, we take it 1, 2, 3, 4. It will reduce to 23 times 10 raised power minus 4. We are taking it on the negative direction. So here is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. That is why we have 23 times 10 raised power minus 4. And here we can now say multiply by this 750, we can easily reduce it as 75 times 10 raised power of 1, because we now take the decimal point from here backward 1 times, and that is why it is now times 10 raised power of minus 1. We can now say divide by this 0.00345. We can take our points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can leave it as 345 times 10 raised power of minus 5. And this one we can now say multiply by, we take our decimal point from here, minus 1, minus 2, and leave this one as 125 times 10 raised power of minus 2. So when we now reduce this into this form, we can easily take our, or we can easily use our simple mathematical calculations to get the value of this. Or if we multiply 23 times 75, we are going to have 1725. So this one will give us 1725, and this our power is going to be, okay, we can now say times 10 raised power of minus 4 plus 1. Here we have 325 multiplied by 125. 325 multiplied by 125, we are going to have 43125, and we are having times 10 raised power of minus 5 minus 2. This by law of indices we now sum up our powers. So taking this one, it is now going to be equals to root of 1725 divided by 43125 all times 10 raised power of minus 4 plus 1. And this our power, when we take it up, it is going to become positive. This minus 3 minus 2 is minus 7. And this minus 7, when we take it up, it becomes positive. So we now say plus 7. So what we are left with is now dividing these values. So 1725 divided by 43125. When we divide, we have 0 whole number. We cannot have a full whole number. We can decide to add 0 here. 17250 divided by 4325. We can have a whole number. We can now put a point and then add 0 here. Now we are left with 172,500 divided by 43,125. And when we divide this one, we are going to obtain a 4. So we now say times 10 raised power of minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 7 is 4. So we have power 4. And one thing that we should look here is that if we now take this power into this way, this is going to be same as 4 times 10 raised power of minus 2, then plus this our 4. So this is going to give us 4 times 10 raised power of 2. 4 times 10 raised power of 2 is the same as 400. And here if you have 400, square root of 400 is 20. Or we can decide to say square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 20 is single 0. And our answer is now 20. And if we look at our option here, we have option A says 75, B 40, C 20, D 15. So our answer here is option C. And this question is a question of 1999. So kindly keep on listening. We are going to be solving the questions that we have here. So our next question is question Question 5. Question 5 says simplify square root of 160r square plus 71 r to the power of 4 plus square root of 100 r to the power of 8. Yes, correct. And this question is a question of 1990. So one thing that we need to look here, all of these are under this first root, and then this third root is under this first root. So the first thing that we need to start doing is how we can remove this square root that is here. So this will now be equals to 160r square plus 71r to the power of 4. Then this our 100, square root of 100 is 10, and square root of this r to the power of 4, or let's do it this way, this is the same as saying 10 r to the power of 4 square, and instead of this square root we can write times 1 over 2, so that 2 cancel 2. We are left with 10r to the power of 4. So 10r to the power of 4 plus 71r to the power of 4, we have 81r to the power of 4. So this is now square root of 160r square plus square root of 81r to the power of 4. And this 81r to the power of 4, we can still reduce it into this one. We now say, you can now say is equals to 160r square plus this 81, we can reduce it into 9, and then this 9 square, this r to the power of 4, we can reduce it into r square and give them a square out. 9 square is 81, 2 times r, 2 times 2 here is 4. That means we now have 81r to the power of 4. So if you look here, we are adding water here. So 160r square plus 9, okay, sorry, that square root we say times 1 upon 2. This square root, instead of writing this square root, instead of putting something like this, we now clear it and put power 1 over 2. So that 2 cancel 2. We are left with 9r squared. So here we are left with 160r squared plus 9r squared is equals to 169r. So we now have square root of 160r squared plus 9r squared is equals to square root of 169r squared. So this square root of 169 is 13, we know, and this r squared can go with the square root. So we can now leave this one as 13r raised power of 2. 13 square is 169. R square is, or we can say r times 1 is the same as our r squared. So all of this, instead of this square root, we can now say times 1 over 2. These 2 cancel these 2. We are left with 13r. So if we look at our option, question 5, we have A, 9r square, B, 13r, C, 13r, and D, 12 with 3r. So our answer is option B. Option B is our answer. Answer is option B. Thank you for listening. Kindly press the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also follow us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. In any of the channel you are watching it, kindly follow us and give us a subscription. Thank you. The next question is question 6. Question 6 says simplify we have F power 1 over 2 G square H power 1 over 2 divided by F power 5 over 2 G power 0 and H power 7 over 3. So one thing that this question is a question of 1982. So one thing that we need to look here is that this is the same as saying F raised power of 1 over 2 G square H raised power of 1 upon 2 and divided by F power 5 upon 2 G power 0 H power 7 upon 3. So if we are going by the laws of indices, this we can now say is the same as F raised power S power half. These are 5 upon 2 can go up and becomes minus. We can say minus 5 upon 2. Then here we have G, and this should be G power 0. Sorry, G power 2, and this G power 0. The power of 0 will go up and make it minus 2. Then we now have this our H. This is H power 1 upon 2, and this 7 upon 3, when it go up, it becomes negative. So we now say minus 7 upon 3. So the next step that we do, we now say equals 1 upon 2 minus 5 upon 2, the LCM is 2. So it's the same as saying 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided by 5 is 1, 1 times 5 is minus 5. So we now say F power 1 minus 5 upon 2. G power 2 minus 0 is our 2. Then H power, the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So here we can now say 6 divided by 3 is 6 divided by 2, sorry, is 3. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. So 3 minus 14 upon 6. So we are going to have F power minus 4 upon 2, G power 2, and H power 3 minus 14 is 11 upon 6. So here we are having minus 4. This can now reduce into F power 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. So F power minus 2, G power 2, H power. If we look at this is 11. So 11 divided by 6, we cannot have a whole number. We are going to have something like 1.8 or 83. And that one is close to, approximately is 1, is 2. So we can now say H power, okay, this is minus 11, H power minus 2. This is going to give us 1.83, but if we now round it up, it is going to be minus 2. So by laws of indices, anything with a power, negative power is 1 over that thing with the power. So this is the same as 1 over F square times G square times 1 over H square. So we now take this one, 1 times G square times 1, it is going to give us G square over, we have F square, we have times H square. Since all of them are having a power of 2, we can factor that 2 out and say G over FH all power 2. So if we look through our options, we are going to have option A says G square over F power 8, H power 2. Option B, we have 1 over F square, H square. Option C, we have G square okay, G over FH in parentheses square, all square, and D F square, G square, H square. So option C is our answer. So we now look into our next question, which is question 7. Okay, 7. We have our simplify. Okay, question 7 says simplify one whole number 1 over 4 divide by 2 divide by 1 upon 4 then of 28. Okay, so if we look at our Bodmas here, the Bodmas says bracket order, or we say of, then division, but mostly this belongs to order. Order means power. So that is why when you have something that has a power, you have to treat the power before the division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So we first start with the bracket. This is our bracket. And since of or order comes before division, so we look into this. This is the same as multiplication. So this is the same as saying this is, we now make this one into proper fraction that we have 1 times 4 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. So this is same as saying 1 times 4 then plus 1 over 4. And when we have that one, it's going to give us 5 over 4. So this one is simply saying 1 times 4, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. We now have 5 over 4 divided by, bracket open, 2 divided by, this is same as 1 over 4 times 28. 4 here, 1, 4 in 28, we have 7. So if this is the case, we are now going to have 5 over 4 divided by, this is now 2 over 7 times 1 times 7 is 7, 2 over 7. So this one can now be reduced into 5 over 4. We say divide by 2 over 7. And this we now take a reciprocal. When we take the reciprocal, this is the same as 5 over 4 times 7 over 2. So this can now give us 5 times 4 is 5 times 7 is 35. 35 over 8. So if we divide this 35 over 8, we are going to have, how many 8 are in 35? Is we have 4, which is same as 32. So we have 4 whole number, remainder 4, remainder 3 over 8. So we are going to have 4 whole number 3 over 8. If we look into our option, we have A 1 whole number 3 over 8, B 2 whole number 4 over 3, C 4 whole number 3 over 8, and D 3 whole number 1 over 5. So option C is our answer. Our answer is option C. Our next question is question 8. Question 8 here says simplify. Okay, the last question we saw, question 7, is a question of 1982. Our question 8 is a question of 2015, which says simplify 3 over 4 of 3 over 4 of we have 4 over 9 divided by 9 whole number 1 over 2, all divided by 1 whole number 5 over 19. So the first thing we need to clear here is the bracket. And inside the bracket we start with this our up. So here this is the same as saying 3/4 times 4/9 divided by this one. We now say 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. So we have 19/2. All divided by 1 times 19 is 19 plus 5. We have 24/19. So the next thing we do here, 4 here, 1, 4 here, 1. 3 here, 1, 3 here, 3. So what we are going to have is 1/3 divided by 19/2. Then our next thing is we said all upon 24/19. So if we look here, we are going to have 1/3, then times, we now have 1/3 divided by, so this can now be times, we take reciprocal will be 2/19. And here, since we are dividing it, we can also say times, taking this reciprocal, we have 19/24. Also, since it is a division. So we can now go on and say, if we like, we can take us, okay, since this one is in bracket, we need to clear the bracket first. 2 times 1, we have 2, divided by 3 times 2, and we have over this, we have 3 times 19, we are going to have 57. So this is going to be 2/57. Then this one, we turn it in, we take the reciprocal, we have 19/24. And we now come here, 2 here is 1, 2 here is 12. 19 here is 1, 19 here is 3. So we are going to have 1 times 1 equals 1, divided by 3 times 12 is 36. So if we look into our option, option A says 1/5, option B 1/4, option C 1/25, and option D 1/36. So option D is our answer. So our answer is option D. Our next question here is the question 9. Our question 9 says simplify 4 whole number 3/4, 4 whole number 3/4, minus 6 whole number 1/4 divided by 4 whole number 1/1/5, then of 1 whole number 1/4. This is what our question 9 says, and this question 9 is a question of 2010. So the first thing that we need to treat is that let's make this into proper fraction, and now we have 4 times 4 is 16, 16 plus 3 is 19. So we now have 19/4 minus 6 times 4 is 24 plus 1, we have 25/4. All upon 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1, 21/5. Then of this up now becomes multiplication. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So we now have 5/4. So if we now look here, the LCM of this 4 and 4 is still 4. So we can leave this one as saying equals to LCM is 4. 4 by 4 is 1. 1 times 19 is 19. Minus 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 25 is 25 all over this one. 5 here, 5 here cancel, so we now have 21 over 4. If we take reciprocal, 4 can cancel 4, but we can take reciprocal. So this is the same as saying 19 minus 25 is minus 6 over 4. Then this one we can now say either divide by 21 over 4, which is the same as minus 6 over 4 times 4 over 21. So 4 here, 1, 4 here, 1. They are cancelled, so we are left with minus 6 over 21. So 3 here we have 3 here we have 2, 3 here we have 7. So the answer here we have minus 2 over 7. So going into our options, we now look into our options. We have option A says 10 over minus 10 over 11. Then B 10 over 21. C minus 7 whole number 7 over 4, and D minus 3 over 7. Okay, minus 3 over 7. So option D is our answer. A little tapping error in the option, so the answer is minus 2 over 7. Then question 10. Question 10 says simplify 1 whole number 1 over 2 over, we have 2 divided by 1 over 4 of 32. So one thing that we need to look here is we now have, this is the same as 1 times 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So this one is equals to 3 over 2 divided by, this we have 2 divided by 1 over 4 of is same as multiplication, that's times 32. So one thing we do here is 4 here, 1, 4 here, we have 8. So this is going to be 3 over 2, then over 2 over 8. So this is same as saying 3 over 2 times 8 over 2. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, 4. And this is going to give us 3 times 2, 3 times 4, we have 12. 12 over 2, which is equals to 6. So if you look at our option, option A says 6, and that is our answer. This question is a question of 1988. So next we move into question 11. Let's take question 11 from here. It's better we clean and take it here. So question 11 says simplify 2 upon 3 minus 1 upon 5 minus 1 over 3 of 2 over 5 all upon 3 minus 1 whole number 1 over 1 whole number 1 upon 2. So this is a very easy question to tackle. First thing we do now is that we look into our parentheses. So which is now we have the LCM of 15 and 5, 3 and 5 is 15. So 15 by 3 we have 5, 5 times 2 we now have 10 minus, or we just say 5 times 2 is 10, 3 times 1 is minus 3 divided by 5 times 3 is 15. So minus 1 over 3 times 2 over 5 all upon 3 minus, here we now say 2 times 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3, so we are having minus 1 over 3 over 2. So we can now reduce this into, this is same as saying 10 minus 3 is 7 over 15, then minus, we are now having multiplication should come first. 2 times 1, 1 times 2 is 2 divided by 3 times 5 is 15 all upon, this is the same as 3 minus, if we take reciprocal here, it is going to be 2 over 3. So in this case, we are going to have the LCM of the numerator, we have 15. So 15 by 15, we are going to have 15 into 15 by 15 is 1. 1 times 7, we have 7 minus 2 over 15 all upon, the LCM of this one is the same as over 1. The LCM is 3. So 3 times 3, we now have 9 minus 2 over 3. So this is the same as saying 5 over 15 divided by 9 minus 2 is 7 over 3. So this is same as making it to be 5 over 15 then times 3 over 7. 3 here, 1, 3 here, 5. 5 here, 1, 5 here, also 1. So 1 times 1, we have 1 over 7 times 1 is 7. And if we look into the option, we have option A, 1 over 3, B, 13, C, 1 over 7. So option C is our answer. And going into question 12. Question 12 says 6 simplify 6 whole number 1 over 6 whole number 1 over 12, 6 whole number 1 over 12 minus 2 whole number 3 over 4, then plus 1 whole number 1 over 2. So one thing that we look here is that this is 6 times 12. We have 72. 72 plus 1 is 73. So we now have 73 over 12 minus 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So we have 11 over 4. Then plus 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. We now have 3 over 2. So we look at this, the LCM of 12, 4 and 2 is 12. So let's multiply 2 by 12. So multiply 2 by 12. So here we are going to have 12 times 73 over 12 minus 12 times 11 over 4 plus 12 times 3 over 2. So here 12 cancel 12, we have 73 all upon 12. So we have 73, that's if we take the LCM, all of them we are going to divide them by 12 also. So this is going to give us 73 minus 12 here, 4 here 1, 4 here 3, 3 times 11 is 33, then plus 2 here 1, 2 here 6, 6 times 3 we have 18 all over 12. So we multiply here the numerator and the denominator by 12. So here we are going to have 73 minus 33, we have 40, 40 plus 18, we are going to have 58 over 12. So we divide 58 by 12. 58 divided by 12, we are going to have, we have 4 whole number. Our remainder is 10 over 12. So if we now come here, 2 here is 5, 2 here is 6. So we have 5 over 6. So we have 4 whole number 5 over 6. And if we look into our option C is our answer. So our answer is C. Our next question is question 13. 13 says simplify 2 whole number 5 over 12, then minus 1 whole number 7 over 8 times 6 over 5. So one thing that we need to have here, we just have to multiply 12 times 2, we have 24 plus 5, we have 29 over 12, minus 7 times 1 times 8 is 8 plus 7, we have 15 over 8 times, we now have 6 over 5. So since this is a multiplication, 3 here, 5 here, 1, 5 here, 3. And if we now come here, 2 here, 4, and 2 here, we have 3. So 3 times 3, we have 9. Here we are going to have 29 over 12, minus 3 times 3 is 9 over 4. So here we look at our LCM. LCM is 12. So 12 divided by 12, we have 1. 1 times 29, we have 29 minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 9, we have 27. So in this case, we are going to have 29 minus 27, we have 2 over 12. And this is the same as 2 here, 1. 2 here, we have 6, which is the same as 1 over 6. So we look into our option. We have option A, 3 whole number 5 over 6. Option B, 9 over 4. Option C, 1 over 6. And our answer is option C. Thank you for watching. Do kindly subscribe to my channel, like and follow my Facebook channel, Instagram channel, and also follow me on TikTok. I will be bringing you a series of topic by topic on this. So, and even this one, it is not only 14 questions. There are a series of questions that follow. Follow my next video, or kindly turn in the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so that when I posted a new video, you can have the you can watch the video of the next question after this one. Thank you for listening.